Hello and welcome to the Midday News on VOP TV. I am David Edwin. First, the headlines. Doctors issue Lagos State Government 3 weeks ultimatum. Northern senators fume as National Animal Husbandry Ranchers Com Bill passes second reading. FG plans 6.6 trillion naira supplementary budget under ASAP, that's Accelerated Stabilization and Advancement Plan. FRSC boss orders sector commanders to enforce speed limit rules. And in business, cooking gas export ban crashes domestic prize marketers. And in sports, Falconets drawn to battle Germany, South Korea, Venezuela. Now the news in details. The federal government of Nigeria may request a supplementary budget of 6.6 trillion naira from the National Assembly to fund the Accelerated Stabilization and Advancement Plan, which aims to advance President Tinubu's economic-related 8 priorities. Prepared by Finance Minister Wale Edun, ASAP focuses on unbundling and commercializing the Transmission Company of Nigeria, procuring 7 million smart meters and 150,000 distribution transformers, and intervening in critical sectors like agriculture, energy, health, and business support. The plan necessitates an emergency intervention costing 2.1% of the 2024 GDP and suggests a supplementary budget backed by an approved borrowing plan. In addition to the budget request, President Tinubu plans to issue 20 executive orders to facilitate ASAP's implementation, including import duties and VAT suspensions, tax deductions for incremental staff salaries, and measures to boost electricity supply to 6 gigawatts by December 2024. The ASAP, that's Accelerated Stabilization and Advancement Plan document, also proposes addressing all sector challenges by implementing community-based and technology-based solutions to end pipeline vandalism, aiming to ramp up oil production to 20 MPPDs. The Federal Road Safety Corps Marshal Shehu Mohammed has instructed sector commanders to intensify enforcement of speed limits devices and increase public awareness. This directive follows concerns over the rising number of explosions involving cargoes, especially tankers carrying inflammable products. In a statement by the FRSC Public Education Officer, Corps Commander Olusegun Ogungbemide, the Corps highlighted a recent fatal crash involving a Mazda saloon car and a gas tanker, which exploded and aimed 2 lives on the Obirigweri Bridge, East-West Road in Rivers State. Preliminary investigations attributed the accident to speed violations. To mitigate such incidents, Mr. Mohammed emphasized the need for sector commanders to ensure compliance with speed limit devices and other safety measures, including anti-spill safety valves. This directive aligns with the United Nations Convention on the International Carriage of Dangerous Goods by Road. The FRSC Marshal extended his condolences to the victims' family, wishing them strength during this difficult time. The Labour Party's recent decision to create a directorate for the obedient movement has prompted a response from its 2023 presidential candidate, Mr. Peter Obi. He clarified that the movement transcends political parties' affiliation and encompasses members from various political parties, sexes, tribes, religions, and geopolitical areas. Obi emphasized that the driving force of the obedient movement is the collective goal of rescuing and building a new Nigeria. In a statement on his X platform, Obi asserted that the obedient movement is not confined to any particular political party or region. He described it as a diverse and inclusive collective united by a vision for a better Nigeria. He reiterated the movement's commitment to principles of adaptive and transformative change, fairness and equity, inclusiveness and justice, and clarified that its focus remains on driving positive change independently of any political party affiliation. Doctors under the Medical Guard have urged the Lagos State government to expedite the implementation of the revised Consolidated Medical Salary Scale, Conmess. At a news conference in Lagos, Guild Chairman Maruf Abdulsalam criticized the bureaucratic delays hindering the wage increase, stressing that federal doctors have been receiving the updated pay since February 2024. The Medical Guild, representing doctors employed by the Lagos State government, has set a 4-week deadline for the states to implement the new salary scale during their April 27 assembly. On June the 2nd, the Guild's representative council expressed frustration over the lack of progress and announced plans to declare an industrial dispute if the delay continues. Abdul Salami highlighted the competitive nature of the medical profession and the resulting migration of doctors to better paying positions. He cited poor remuneration, excessive workload, and poor service condition as reasons for doctors leaving state employment for private practices or federal hospitals. An internal survey revealed 91% of respondents faced manpower shortages, 86% felt overworked, and 54% had low morale, with a noted rise in mental health issues among doctors due to these conditions. The 5th of June 2024 marks a significant commemoration in our planet Earth. This year's World Environment Day campaign focuses on land restoration, desertification, and drought resilience under the slogan, "Our Land, Our Future. We are Generation Restoration." Restoration, desertification are interconnected concepts that aim to preserve and rejuvenate natural ecosystem in dryland areas. Land restoration revives degraded land to its natural state, promoting ecosystem health and biodiversity. VOP's Esther Arimewem provides more insights in this report.
We are faced with a stark reality. Our land, our air, and our water are under threat like never before. But amidst the challenges, there is hope. Today, we come together to highlight the power of collective action, to showcase innovative solutions, and to inspire a new generation of environment leaders. This year's World Environment Day campaign focuses on land restoration, desertification, and drought resilience under the slogan, "Our Land, Our Future. We are Generation Restoration." In this report, Esther Arimiwem delves into the significance of this annual commemoration. Land restoration, desertification, and drought resilience are interconnected concepts that aim to preserve and rejuvenate natural ecosystems in dryland areas. Land restoration revives degraded land to its natural state, promoting ecosystem health biodiversity. VOP-TV spoke with an environmentalist, Sonia Uguna, and here is what she has to say.
This year's World Environment Day presents an opportunity for us to collaboratively work together to address the challenge of environmental degradation. And the theme is specifically focused on land restoration, desertification, and drought resilience, which emphasizes the importance of us restoring natural habitats, natural ecosystems that have been degraded as a result of human activities on the environment. And I believe this is the time, this is an opportune moment for us as a people to reflect back on the practices that we engage in, which have the capacity and which have routinely and consistently harmed the environment.
Desertification is the degradation of land and dry regions, often caused by human activities leading to soil erosion and loss of vegetation. Building drought resilience involves implementing strategies like water conservation and sustainable agriculture to help ecosystems and communities withstand and recover from drought, and is enhanced by restoring land and promoting sustainable land management, ultimately protecting the health of our planet and ensuring a sustainable future.
People in Nigeria specifically, the certification has affected about 35% of the available land cover in the country, and is expected to grow at alarming rates over the years. And we believe that this is a time for us to actively and also proactively engage in climate adaptation and mitigation, for us to reverse this process, halt this activity, and then restore our land, restore our environment to conditions that make it habitable for us and for the well-being of our planet. Whatever approach to land restoration has to be community-based, it has to be bottom-top, it has to be participatory, that's in terms of governance. It has to be solutions that are collaboratively designed and implemented with the input of the community, because they are the ones at the forefront of this vulnerability, they are the forefront of the risks, and they are able to provide indigenous knowledge and also leadership to ensure the successful implementation of these practices. And in terms of practices, scientifically proven practices, we have land management, sustainable land management in terms of agricultural practices such as crop rotation and agroforestry, which seeks to combine forest management with also agricultural practices. Their crop rotation is also a proven method of ensuring that nutrients from the soil are being restored as fast as they are being depleted. We also need awareness, community sensitization at all levels, for people to be aware, for people to be able to link their actions to the impacts of climate change in their local communities.
Environmental ni pé ká tún àyíká wa ṣe, bóyá bí inú ilé wa, inú compound wa, àyíká wa, iwájú ìta wa particularly, ó ní láti neat. Tó bá ti neat bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹ, so ìtumọ̀ ẹ̀ náà ni environmental. Bí irú iṣẹ́ wa ní ìsìn, àwa náà ń gbá títì, kí títì kò lè mọ́.
And I bus stop with this so now. I person shop belle full go know say if we don chop something go remember dustbin. Person never shop wey wan go dey carry that never belle full, I no go remember dustbin o, go chop am anywhere wey you like. But everywhere good sha, me I thank God for life sha. Na bus stop with this so when you don dey your shop, you don use your shop, you like to make it sweep your place, make you make sure say dirty no dey your place, make everything dey neat, sha, make your shop dey neat so I go see customer.
Ana biyan su a share kuma ba za su yi ba, kaga ba za su cika aikin su ba, kuma ana biyan su, kaga me suke niyya, kaga ku gaskiya manyan gaskiya za suna takura muku, kun da kuna biyan su ba za su yi ba. Bas nan ba gwamnati gaskiya da samu yan tsaro da kyau, da dai ana biyan su gaskiya su tsaya su tsakani da Allah su yi abin da kenan, su yi aikin da za su yi.
Together, we can restore our planet's precious resources and ensure a sustainable future for all.
Thank you so very much, Esther, for that. We're still on the World Environment Day celebration. President Bola Tinubu has pledged to plant 25 million trees by 2030 to protect the environment and create opportunities for Nigerian youth within the green economy. Speaking on World Economic Day, Tinubu called for actions from citizens, stakeholders, institutions, and development partners to ensure a prosperous and clean economic future. World Environment Day, established by the United Nations in 1972, focuses this year on land restoration, desertification, and drought resilience, a theme significant for Nigeria as drought impacts parts of the country. The president also approved the establishment of Nigeria's first green industrial zone, Evergreen City, which aims to be Africa's leading hub for renewable energy and climate adaptation technologies. Meanwhile, the Minister of Environment, Balarabe Abbas Lawal, has called for collaborative efforts to strengthen enforcement of existing environmental laws and regulations to prevent further degradation of Nigeria's land resources. The minister made the call at an event to mark the 2024 World Environment Day in Abuja on Wednesday. Lawal urged stakeholders to join hands in promoting sustainable land use practices, enforcing land tenure rights, and cracking down on illegal logging, deforestation, poaching, and all other acts capable of destroying our natural environment. You're still watching the midday news on VOP TV. More stories after this break. Stay with us. Welcome back. Amidst heated debate, the Senate passed the bill for the National Animal Husbandry and Ranches Commission for its second reading yesterday. Sponsored by Titus Tenga Zam from Benue Northwest, the bill aims to regulate cattle rearing and promote modern ranching practices across Nigeria. Despite support from several senators, the bill faced strong opposition from northern lawmakers. Senator Danjuma Goje, Adamu Alero, and Kawu Sumaila argued that the provision to establish ranches in pastoralist states of origin conflicted with the Nigerian Constitution's guarantee of free movement and residency. Alero and Sumaila contended that the bill unfairly restricted citizens and could exacerbate regional tensions. The bill, however, gained backing from other senators like Ike Naya Abaribe and Sunday Karimi, who saw it as a solution to the ongoing farmers-herders conflict. Senate President Govt assured that the bill would undergo public hearing to address concerns before final passage. The bill was then referred to the Senate Committee on Agriculture, Judiciary and Legal Matters and Trade and Investment, with a report expected in a month. The presidency has addressed the circulation of two fiscal policies documents, warning that they are not official government publication. One document titled Inflation Reduction and Price Stability, Fiscal Policy Measure and so on, Order 2024, is being mistakenly shared as an executive order signed by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. The order, a 65-page draft titled Accelerated Stabilization and Advancement Plan, offers suggestions for improving the Nigerian economy. President Tinubu received a copy of the draft on Tuesday. Both documents are still under review and are not approved by the federal government. The coordinating minister of the economy, Wale Edu, emphasized that policy making involves multiple drafts and discussions. Then some security matters. The House of Representatives has called for a thorough investigation by security agencies into the murder of soldiers by unidentified gunmen. The motion, sponsored by Abubakar Yalaman, urged the House Committees on Defense to work with the armed forces to ensure those responsible are identified and brought to justice. Yalaman highlighted the recurring nature of such attacks and expressed concerns over their impact on the morale of military personnel and national security. The House commended President Bola Tinubu for his swift response and called for measures to support the families of the deceased soldiers. In response, the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, criticized President Tinubu's alleged order for military retaliation, asserting that IPOB was not involved in the killings and condemned the government's accusation as a premeditated attempt to blackmail the group. Meanwhile, the Nigerian army dismissed claims by IPOB of mass killings in the southeast, clarifying that the alleged incident involved Nigerian Navy personnel in the southeast. The army reaffirmed its commitment to maintaining peace and urged the public to disregard misinformation aimed at inciting violence. Commissioner of Police in Zamfara State, Mohammed Dalinjan, has announced the arrest of a state lawmaker and a former local government chairman in connection with banditry. The names of the arrested individuals were not disclosed. Additionally, a village head was also arrested for similar crimes. Dalijan shared his development while hosting Thomas Parker, officer in charge of the counterterrorism unit under the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime at the command headquarters in Gusau. Parker visited to gather information on the state security's challenges and expressed the UN's readiness to assess the situation and provide assistance. Dalijan highlighted the need for the UN's support in training and establishing forensic laboratories to expedite investigations and prosecutions. He noted that crime rates have decreased due to collaborative efforts between security agencies and community protection guards. Parker's visit follows an appeal by Governor Dauda Lawal for UN assistance in tackling the region's insecurity. The Kaduna State Police Command confirmed a failed kidnap attempt on Alhaji Umar Musa, the paramount ruler of Ninzo Chiefdom, on Wednesday night. However, the whereabouts of the chief's wife remains unknown. ASP Manser Hassan, spokesperson for the command, stated that security operatives have been deployed to the forest around Sanga in search for the missing woman. The Zindo Development Association condemned the attack, condemned the attempted kidnapping, and urged the community to remain calm while the government addresses the situation. You're still watching the midday news on VOP TV. Business stories, sports, and entertainment after this break. Stay with us. Welcome back. The federal government's ban on the export of liquefied petroleum gas, commonly known as cooking gas, has led to a significant drop on its domestic price from around 1,500 per kilogram to approximately 900 naira per kilogram. This was revealed by the Nigerian Association of Liquefied Petroleum Gas Marketers during a courtesy visit to the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Gas, Peripom Epo, in Abuja. The association praised the government's decision to domesticate all LPG produce in Nigeria, attributing the reduction and stabilization of prices to this policy. Oladapo Olatubosun, the national president of the association, highlighted that the policy had reduced the price of LPG from 20 million naira to 15 million naira per 20 metric tons. This decrease at the wholesale level has translated to lower retail prices, benefiting consumers significantly. Olatubosun also noted that the policy has encouraged consumers who had abandoned their gas cylinders due to high prices to return, fostering greater use of LPG domestically. Minister Epo expressed satisfaction with the cooperation from marketers, acknowledging that their role in achieving price reduction. He emphasized President Bola Tinubu's commitment to increasing gas penetration across the country, aiming to ensure that Nigeria, a major gas producer, can fully benefit from its resources. EPO also mentioned ongoing collaborations with gas producers like Mobil, Chevron, and Shell to ensure that all domestically produced LPG remains within Nigeria, further stabilizing prices and supply. And in sports, Nigeria's women under 20 national team has discovered their opponent for this year's FIFA under 20 FIFA Women's World Cup in Colombia. Following the draw held in Bogota on Wednesday, the Falconers were placed in Group D together with European giants Germany, Asian powerhouse South Korea, and Venezuela. This is the second consecutive tournament where Nigeria and South Korea will be drawn in the same group. At Costa Rica 2022, Esther Onyeneze late strike handed Nigeria a slim 1-0 victory. The Falconets had earlier beaten France and later forced a 3-1 defeat down the throat of Canada to finish top of Group C with maximum points. Nigeria, however, stumbled to a 2-0 loss at the hands of the Netherlands in the quarterfinals. The Falconers remained the top dog on the African continent, though. Nigeria walked over Mauritius under 20 and claimed victories over Tanzania and Burundi to qualify for Colombia 2024, having completed at each of the 11 editions of the World Cup. And in Colombia, the Falconers will look to go one step further than the best outing of the runners-up finish in 2010 and 2014. Their World Cup journey begins with a clash against the Korean Republic. They will then face Germany and Venezuela to complete their group stage matches. The extended 24 teams tournament will take place from August 31st to September 22nd, 2024. In some entertainment story, Pascal Kechku, popularly known as Cubana Chief Priest, a Nigerian entrepreneur and socialite, recently revealed why he relocated his business from the southeast to Lagos. He cited insecurity in the southeast as a primary reason for the move. The fear of kidnapping and killing had driven away customers from the east who previously visited home regularly. Cubana Chief Priest also lamented that locals often aided the perpetrators of these crimes, exacerbating the situation. He further bemoaned the envy among Southeasterners, which he claimed was the root cause of many crimes in the region. And with that, we've come to the end of the midday news on VOP TV. But before we go, let's have a recap of our major stories again. Doctors issue Lagos State government 3 weeks ultimatum. Northern senators fume as National Animal Husbandry Ranches Com Bill passes second reading. FG plans 6.6 trillion naira supplementary budget under Accelerated Stabilization and Advancement Plan. FRSC boss orders sector commanders to enforce speed limit rules. And then in business, cooking gas export ban crashes domestic prices, and that's according to marketers. In sports, Falconers drawn to battle Germany, South Korea, and Venezuela. That's a wrap on the midday news on VOP TV. Do well to subscribe to our YouTube channel. On YouTube, we are at Voice of the People TV, and on all other social media platforms, we are at VOP TV Live. Thank you so very much for being here. I am David Edwin. Do have a good afternoon.